in our hearts and in our minds. Lord Jesus, help us by your grace to banish fear from our heart, that we may embrace each of your children as our own brother and sister, to welcome migrants and refugees with joy and generosity while responding to their many needs, to realize that you call all people to your holy mountain, to learn the ways of peace and justice, to share of our abundance as you spread with a banquet before us, to give witness to your love for all people as we celebrate the many gifts they bring. We praise you and give you thanks for the family you have called together from so many people. We see in this human family a reflection of the divine unity of the most holy Trinity, in whom we make our prayer. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Edith. Thank you very much. Edith, are you still okay sharing some opening remarks as to why we're gathered today on this call?
Certainly. And I also want to just jump in and say that I am in my car, so I hope everyone can hear me. I pulled over, so the connection will hopefully be a little better. I just want to say thank you. My name is Edith Avila Olea. I work for the Diocese of Joliet as a Justice and Peace Associate Director. I want to welcome everyone to the call. I know that we put this really quickly together, so we appreciate everyone making the time and making themselves available to join us in this interest call. We want to let you guys know that this is an interest call, so there's no commitment that you're making by just jumping on. We hope absolutely that you'll be able to join us in the pilgrimage. You may or may not have received an invitation letter, but if you haven't received the invitation letter, it does give you a little bit of background about how the pilgrimage came together. So just in case you haven't received it, I want to repeat some of that information. The pilgrimage is being organized by a group of young Latinx leaders around the nation. We're expecting representation truly from all over the country, which is one of the reasons we think this will be an extremely impactful experience for everyone going on the pilgrimage. There's been a couple of events happening throughout the year that has kind of inspired this pilgrimage. Most recently, we've all heard about the shooting in El Paso, Texas, that was racially motivated. And then it was followed up by a couple of other shootings as well. And so we live in a time today in which I think we need to remember, the gospel call of unity and the gospel call of love, and which is why this gathering is essentially happening. One, to protest the actions that are happening against the dignity of people at the border, but also to remind people that we are more than the worst actions that people have done in this nation and throughout the world. So we think it's going to be an extremely powerful experience, and of course it's being led by young Latinos, but everyone is welcome to join us. I personally, unfortunately, won't be there because that's right around when I will hopefully be having a baby. But I will be with the group in spirit. And I think Michael or Karina will go over a little bit about how locals who can't go to the pilgrimage will be able to participate in a send-off rally coming up in Chicago.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that covers it.
Great, Edith, thank you so much. I would like to just, before we do this, actually ask people to introduce themselves really quickly so we know who's on the call. Mm-hmm. So if you'd like, please feel free to jump in and say your name and where you're coming from.
My name is Marta Pereira, and I work in campus ministry at the University of St. Thomas. I haven't been the primary contact, but either Teresa and some of the other people who have been more in contact were not able to be here today. So I'm as informed as possible. We just learned about this exciting opportunity a couple, like 5 days ago. So we're mostly listening and have some questions, but even that introduction was really good. So thank you.
Great. Great to have you with us.
Thank you.
My name is Liz Young. I'm a coordinator with the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity in the Archdiocese of Chicago. There are a few people from my office that are confirmed and registered to go on the pilgrimage. So I will be going. Miguel, who is away for a family wedding and couldn't be on this call, but he is a local coordinator for our Pastoral Migratoria ministry. And then we also have an intern who is serving this year as an Amate House Fellow who will be attending. And so we're doing our best to spread the word and recruit some of our leaders from parishes and other Catholic institutions here in the Archdiocese.
Great.
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I am in the Institute of Pastoral Studies doing graduate school in social justice, and lived in Phoenix for a few years prior to moving here. And so I'm just very passionate about immigration issues and that kind of thing.
Welcome.
I'll go next because I am Kasha. I'm also a student at IPS at Loyola. I'm a Master's of Divinity and Social Justice dual degree. I'm really interested in public theology and the way that it shows up, and I'm going to air quote controversial issues. So I'm interested to see if this will be a possibility. So, thank you. And I have myself on mute for the rest of the call because I'm going to be commuting. So pardon me for that, but it's nice to be here.
Great. Thanks, Kasha.
Yeah.
Karina, would you like to introduce yourself real quickly?
Yes. Hi, my name is Karina de Avila with the Diocese of Joliet. And I just want to echo what Edith said. We started the idea of the pilgrimage from a gathering we had in Notre Dame, and a couple of leaders that were there. We just really felt moved by the Holy Spirit to just do and act, especially with the children that are being detained. So this has been a progress that has been evolving beautifully, and we'll be saying a little bit more about that.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Just a question for Karina. I'm also linked a little bit with the work of the Archdiocese with Latino Ministries, and I was wondering, is there other dioceses have been doing the same? Because I don't know if our diocese knows about that, about this, or sending somebody. Or is this something that just came organized by the diocese in Chicago?
So this is organized actually by different national leaders. So we have academics, we have people who work in universities, we have people from Catholic charities. We just got a commitment from Catholic Relief Services yesterday that they are going to be there. And I'll tell you more about that, Michael. Okay. But so this is more of a national pilgrimage that's going to take place, and different dioceses are promoting it as well, and different organizations. And we're also reaching out to our fellow brothers and sisters who are not of Catholic faith organization or Catholic faith. So this is really a partnership.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. I think we were just joined by one other. Their screen says LGK20+. I think that's the name of their phone or something. Did somebody just join us? Okay. Well, let's go ahead and move forward with the agenda we have planned. Thank you all for introducing yourself and being with us on this Friday. what we're going to go through, Karina's going to walk through some of the elements to the teach-in and the program and the action. So, Karina, would you mind just providing some additional context here?
Yes. So, like I said, the program is started by saying we want to do a public action, right? So what would the public action look like? But as we've been talking, there's also more than just going and act. What are we going to bring back to our communities, which is very essential right now, especially with everything that's happening in terms of, political and whatnot. So something that we want to emphasize on is bringing back to your community. We're going to have workshops, so we'll be having different workshops that people can choose to which ones to attend. Some of them are the census, the importance of going back to our communities and saying we need to be counted. If somebody knocks on your door, it's the importance of why going on the census. Also on how to be more involved for the next presidential elections, right? And that's something that we've been seeing a lot, is that our youth are very, very vocal, and that's great, and we want that. We want them to express themselves, but we've also seen how they're not going out to vote. And they're not being involved in town hall meetings. They're not going, if there's an issue that representative is hosting a town hall meeting, they're not there. So how can we also bring back to communities and say we also need to be held accountable for our own community back home? And so bringing the importance of being involved and how to be involved will be also one of them. Those are, and then we're going to have, of course, Catholic social teaching. And I know, Michael, there's going to be more workshops and different panelists who do different type of community organizing, who are involved with the community. So, I mean, that's like one aspect of this pilgrimage. The second is the action. And what does this look like? There are people who do want to do some sort of civil disobedience because they feel that that's important to them. But I think that this coalition has focused a lot on bringing our Catholic faith into this action. So whether it is having a mass on the Mexico side and having a mass on the U.S. grounds, and simultaneously taking communion from both sides, that's impactful. If it is leaving Mexico and crossing the border and leaving rose petals while we say the rosary, while we carry our Virgin of Guadalupe, while we carry a cross, that's also impactful, and that's also important within our faith. So we wanna kind of give this like a well-rounded, where we bring back to the community, but we also show and make a statement that the church is here, the church is there, and that we are also doing this along with them. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, Michael.
No, just that that the teaching is going to be really we think a fabulous opportunity for Catholic organizations, universities to send their leaders for this weekend gathering, where they're going to learn a lot about Catholic social teaching, community organizing, immigration policy, asylum policy, what's happening at the border, and then what can they do in their communities to continue to be engaged and activated. We simply don't want this to be kind of a one-stop. They go down there for a weekend and they come back and they're completely uninformed about what they're going to do once they arrive back in their hometown. So we're very keen on making this a very formative experience for everybody who's there. Karina, is it okay if I move on to the next piece of the agenda?
Yes.
So what we're going to have is our coalition, and working with Hope Border Institute, we're going to provide and release the program relatively soon. There's still a few things that we're finalizing in the program itself, but we anticipate that next week, we hope, the program and the full extent of all the workshops will be shared. I know that we actually have one from the Archdiocese of Chicago presenting. Miguel Salazar is going to do a workshop on Pastora Migratoria. And then we at CSPL are going to be leading several workshops on community organizing, Catholic social teaching, and organizing concept on one-on-ones, both in Spanish and English. So there'll be a lot there, but we know we're keen to get the full program out to all of you who are sending people or are coming yourselves. Wanted to talk, I think a big point of the call today was talk about the logistics and the actual travel plans for going to El Paso. So what I'm going to do is just send you our website. I know most of you have probably already been there, but we have uploaded on our website a full document that itinerary for the pilgrimage. We're very excited about the pilgrimage itself. We've tried to make it dynamic and formative in many, many ways. So if you actually visit our website and go to the registration page, some of you have already registered. There's a link down towards the bottom that says click here for more detailed itinerary and packing recommendations. Let me know if you see that. Maybe we can just look at it together. Is everybody able to find that?
Is it info session? No.
So if you go to the home page, CSPL Action, go to register here.
Oh. Oh, I see.
Yeah, and the register here link will take you to a registration page. And it's on that registration page where you can register if you haven't already. And then there's at the bottom, there's several blue links. This one says itinerary for El Paso. Who already has that open?
So do we need to go into the registration where it says register now? Register now?
Yeah. On the
okay.
page where it says register here. But when you go to the registration page, you don't need to register right now.
Okay.
Just at the bottom of the text. Let me do a screen share.
It says important. Oh, detailed itinerary. Yep.
Would it be possible to put our phones on mute?
So can you see the homepage here?
Mm-hmm.
So go to register here. And then because I'm already registered, it shows that I'm registered, but you should see a register here button where you need to go. We have all this information up all over here. Down here, it says click here for more detailed itinerary and for packing recommendations. You want to click on that link, and it'll open up this, this Google Doc, and you can go in and actually see the itinerary. So we're planning on departing from Chicago on Wednesday, October 9th. We're going to have a 5:15 p.m. Mass at Holy Name Cathedral where our pilgrims are going to be blessed. We're then going to leave the parish at about 6 and have a more informal blessing and a communal prayer that will allow for anybody from Joliet, Chicago, who wishes to come, make the pilgrimage, but who wishes to come be part of the send-off, to come and share the particular prayer for this national gathering and to pray for the pilgrims. So we want that prayer at 6 to be really participatory so that everybody can participate in that. We'll depart from downtown right by the cathedral at 7 p.m. And then on Thursday, October 10th, we're going to arrive. We'll arrive in New Mexico, we hope by about 4 p.m. We want to give people about 4 hours to explore New Mexico, to go get a bite to eat, have dinner, explore some of the city. And then we're going to depart Santa Fe at 8 p.m. and arrive at the Madonna Retreat Center in Albuquerque at 9 p.m. That next morning, we're going to depart the Madonna Retreat Center at 9 a.m. One special treat is that in Albuquerque that same weekend is the start of the International Hot Air Balloon Festival. So I don't know if any of you are major fans of hot air balloons, but from the Madonna Retreat Center, we're on top of the bluff, and there's going to be the most perfect view of all the hot air balloons. And we're expecting that there may actually be a contingency of people from the Diocese of Santa Fe there to send us off with their blessings and their warm regards that morning. We'll leave New Mexico and arrive in El Paso, Texas at about 1:30 on Friday. We're going to settle in, eat lunch, rest, and then at 4 head out to the teach-in where it'll begin at 5 p.m. Saturday, we have many events planned, including the teach-in and the action. Sunday, we're going to depart back to Chicago at 12 and arrive back on Monday at approximately 4 p.m. It's a long drive, so in the packing, we're recommending that people bring, their phone, a computer, book, read. We're going to have a lot of formative actions and types of activities on the bus. We're hoping to work with the Office of Human Dignity and Solidarity in Chicago and others on planning things for people to do while they're on the bus. We're going to have workshops on other themes like Catholic social teaching. We're actually providing a large booklet for all the people that are traveling that'll include a lot of educational information as well for them to read up on as they are traveling with us. So those are some of the major details. Down at the bottom of this document, there's a recommended packing list that we're still adding to and updating. All that information will also be sent out via email relatively soon as well. So I want to stop there just to see if there's any more questions.
No, I think this looks really good. I have questions, but towards the end because it's not about the agenda.
Okay. Well, the last thing that I wanted to go through is just on our agenda, we wanted to talk about the registration process. So how many of you have already registered to join us in El Paso?
So St. Thomas has not officially registered yet because this all came so quickly. We're still in the process, but we are thinking of sending 4 students. There was a question about this a staff person that John mentioned the other day, but so far we haven't. I think it seems more like we will rely on the company of other folks there. So for students we haven't, but the question that we had is when is the latest that we can register? Because I know Teresa had committed to give you an amount today, but we're also, the students are trying to clear if it's possible because of their classes as well, because obviously they're going to be 4 days away from their regular class schedules.
Right.
So there might even be possibilities that we change some of the people if for some of the students, especially, they're depending on the class load, they might not be able to come. And I'm thinking particular on our student coming from campus ministry. So the question we had is when would be the latest to register?
So the public registration deadline that we're saying is Monday, September 30th.
Okay.
So that gives you more than a week.
Oh yeah, that should be perfect.
10 days time. Internally, we're saying we can take a registration up until like Friday, the 4th of October.
Okay.
But we really need to know exactly how many are coming, ideally
Yeah.
by the end
So
of
we know 4 are going. I think there's a doubt of 1 or 2 students if that will be the person. But because of the absence of classes that we're trying to confirm with them.
Okay.
You know, and all responsibilities. Yeah.
That sounds great. Well, that's exciting. I mean, we're excited to have students.
Yeah,
Honest
me
with
too. I wish I could go now. I just, I have, yeah, I'm gonna see. Well, yeah.
One thing to consider too, there are people, if there's something that's going on Thursday or Friday, for example, that they can't miss, we have people who are flying down and then driving back with us, or
Okay.
driving down and then flying back. We, of course, are recommending that everybody do the drive down and drive up, but if that's an option that works and a faculty member can fly down and fly back, at least there's a faculty member there during the teaching and the action. The students during that process too.
Okay.
Or you could even be on one leg of the trip and then travel by plane for the other. So
Yes, yeah, because I think that's the big question too with, but yeah, it doesn't seem like we at this point will send somebody, but I might revisit that myself.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lindsay, were you going to mention something as well in terms of registration?
Oh, I need to check and see if I did. I know I emailed someone, but I don't know if I registered. Would it tell me if I did it twice?
Yes, it would. And you know what I could do is check for you right now, actually.
Okay.
Lindsay, what's your last name's Meyer, right?
Myers, yeah.
Let me just check. So I don't see that you're registered.
Okay.
So if you could register, if it's at all possible to do that today.
Yeah, I can do that.
That would be great. That would be really helpful to us. And then I actually some IPS specific information is that Peter Jones, the dean of IPS, said that there are funds available for students who wish to come, up to $500 that you can apply for. You need to pay for it up front yourself, but then you could submit receipts and get that reimbursed. And he did confirm that this event would be qualifying for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's just something you might already know that, but I thought I'd share.
Yeah, I'll have to check because I think I might have used those funds for a conference already, so I'll have to look.
Okay. Did anybody else have any questions about registration?
No, I had a question. I know that you mentioned in one of the emails that you will probably have a waiver that will be added to the registration fees.
Yes.
For students to sign. So we had the question and see if that's going to happen. And also we usually have a waiver that we do interiorly in our institution. But we didn't know if that's something that you require from us, if we need to give you some documentation that we have done that.
No, I don't think we require that on our end. As long as you have that, that's great. We're finalizing the waiver form on our end, just for liability's sake. So that is going to be uploaded next week. We've just about finalized it, and we're going to put that on our website and then include that in an email. We are saying everybody who's coming with us just needs to submit their waiver form to us. We just can't risk having folks coming who haven't signed a waiver.
Okay, so and then the way after next week, in case we register later, it'll be part of the sign-up sheet electronically. Okay.
Yeah. Kasha or any others, did you have, I know Karina's registered, Liz is registered, Sue is registered. Hi, Sue. Sue's with us on the phone. It sounds like the students from Minnesota will be registering. Lindsay's registered today.
Yeah, I just have to double check with the professor because I have a project due that Wednesday, and I'm going to see if I can, like, I'm supposed to present in class, so I'm going to see if I can wiggle that. And if so, I'm pretty in, so I'll send that email right after this.
Okay, great. Kasha, just out of curiosity, what time is that class on Wednesday?
7 p.m.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's when we would
Yep.
be. Yeah, so that makes sense. And
Yeah,
Kasha, you
so-
did about the scholarship?
I'm the IPS scholarship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I used it a whole bunch last year, so I'm pretty familiar. Thank you.
Okay.
So, Michael, one question too. So since we haven't registered, we haven't gone through the registration form, but is the fee something we pay through the registration electronic form? Is that with?
Yeah, you could pay electronically online when you register. The students, you could pay that with a debit card or a credit card, or you can opt the option to pay later.
Okay.
And you can send us a check in the mail if that's an easier.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that perhaps that would be the best option, because if there are personal questions that the students individually will have to provide as well as the waiver that they have to signal, how do you say, sign.
Yeah.
I think we probably do send a check, because since St. Thomas is covering this.
Okay.
And just to confirm, we're still being awarded the $100 from your institution.
Yeah, so CSPL
300.
cover 100 for the students, and then if they in the university can cover the rest.
Yeah, so we'll cover 300 per student, and then what we'll do, probably send a check to whom?
The Coalition for Spiritual and Public Leadership.
Okay.
That's on there as well.
Yeah. With the option of paying later probably shows up, right?
Yes. Yep.
Perfect.
Let me just open this up again. So let me just put this in here. If you are making a check, you can make it out to and then here's our address. So, and that's all on our website.
Okay.
Yeah. So if, are there any other questions?
I'm sorry, I missed the address. It went away, but that's fine. If not.
Okay.
Okay. So
yeah.
It's on the website. Okay.
It's on the website, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's also on the chat.
Did the chat go away for you?
I'm sorry?
There's a chat box.
Okay. Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I have one question.
Sure.
So when you register, do you need to pay the full? I heard you say you either pay or you could pay later.
Yep.
Can you pay part?
You could pay part now and then pay the other part later.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just trying. I need to ask Peter, and I need to talk. I'm not sure of the. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I talked to him today, so I think he's available for a quick phone call.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But you could pay. You could even register today, pay partially today, and then the rest later, or you can pay full today and pay the rest later.
Okay.
Euro today, and pay 100% later. So, it's encouraging people to register because just so you know, externally, the way we came up with the cost is the cost of renting a charter bus for the extended period of time. Each bus that holds 55 people is about $13,000. So before we have one charter bus reserved, before we get the second, which we anticipate we'll need, we just need to know that we're going to have the numbers to justify another $13,000 payment. So that's why we're just encouraging folks. If you know you're going to come, just go ahead and register online, and that'll help us out. So
yeah, makes sense.
And Karina, I think there are a few people there with you that need to register as well. CJ is one of them.
Yes.
So,
Did you register? There's some.
not
He
yet.
was supposed to be on this call today, but nobody in the symposium has been able to find him.
Yeah.
It's MIA.
Okay. Well, if you could encourage him to,
I will make sure he sits down and registers.
great. Yeah. There you go. Any other questions from anybody here?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, if you do, you could reach out to us. You could reach me personally. Here's my email address. And then phone number. So feel free to contact us. We also have our information on our webpage. On the registration page, you have the information for Meg Miller, our staff member, who is the lead on our logistics and project coordination. So her information is also on the registration page as well. All right. Well,
Okay.
it was great being with you all, and we're excited
Thank you.
to be together on our way to El Paso.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank you.
sharing this too.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Take care.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.